Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I gave Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 a fair shake. I played it for multiple days before even considering making a video like this. I mulled over my opinions, tried to change around my playstyles in-game to see if it, mattered whatsoever, messed around with some things, and I've come to the conclusion that this game is trash. And full disclosure, I actually received this game for free via my business email managers reaching out and getting me a code, so I fully blame them for me playing this game, because otherwise I really don't think I would have paid money to actually play it, because I knew that it would be trash. Now, before we actually get into why I think this game is one of the worst Call of Duty games I've ever played, let's actually go over some of the positive things, some of the positive takeaways. So, first and foremost, I think the camos are pretty cool. I think the way it's set up is pretty awesome. I actually think the maps are not the worst I've ever played. The game seems to be functionally pretty sound. I haven't had any sort of bugs. Maybe I'm just lucky. I haven't crashed. I think I maybe crashed once, but that was on the first day. Since then, haven't crashed whatsoever. I think the weapons sound really, really solid. I've shot many of these weapons that I am using in-game in real life. I've actually shot a real M16A4 20-inch barrel, and it sounds fairly close to how it sounds in real life. So I think good job for the audio team on that. And a bit of a funny one, maybe for some people, I actually find the kill streaks being garbage to be a positive, because I don't think the game would be any more fun if the kill streaks were better. So don't even buff the kill streaks, just leave them trash. That's great. And finally, for just the amount of content, I'm satisfied. I'm not really super picky when it comes to the amount of content. I play Battlefield, so I'm used to getting one map every, 15 years. So this is actually a breath of fresh air. Maybe the amount of content is not what Call of Duty players were expecting, but I don't actually have any complaints. Now, if you agreed with any of those points, be sure to like the video, and get ready for the next portion, because we're talking about what I don't like about the game, so hit the subscribe button if you agree with any of the following points. Now, before we get into this section, I just have to really state that I did try my absolute hardest to play the game as much as I felt I needed to form opinions on it, okay? I didn't want to make a game, first day saying, oh my god, the game's trash, guys, haha, I'm farming views. No, I waited a couple days, I really played it a lot. I haven't even played any other games since this game has come out, and the thing that really kills this game for me is just the gameplay. I find the gameplay of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 to be closer to some of the milsim games that I've played, rather than some of the Call of Duty games that I've played. I played PUBG, Insurgency Sandstorm, Arma 3, Squad, blah blah blah. This game is ADS head glitch central. I can confidently say that I have never played a slower Call of Duty game, and this is compounded by the fact that the time to kill is blisteringly fast. So if you make a single mistake, if you overpeak for even a tenth of a millisecond, you will absolutely be killed in this game. And do not even think about trying to play this game like previous Call of Duties where, you're running in, you're trying to use movement. That's not how this game is meant to be played, ladies and gentlemen. They have specifically nerfed the movement to make sure that you play the game how Infinity Ward wants you to play the game. The movement is heavy, extremely simplistic, and lacking things for better players to use to separate themselves. The jump peaking is incredibly slow. The ADS time in the jump peak is actually slower than the ADS time than when you're standing. So good luck trying to peek someone on a head glitch to get, a quick kill. Good luck trying to aggressively peek anything with the slide or the dolphin dive. Honestly, I only use the dolphin dive defensively, and I don't even think I've used the slide a single time aggressively whatsoever. And this is a great segue into something that actually further compounds the bad movement in this game with some of its downsides. And of course, I'm talking about the attachment system. Now, I'm just going to put up a screenshot on the screen here, and I'm going to just let you guys understand this, okay? This is a magazine attachment. So you get 10 extra rounds, and the cons are minus movement speed, ADS time, reload quickness, and sprint to fire speed, otherwise known as every single most important stat in the entire game that is already lacking without being farther reduced. And it's not just magazine attachments that have these horrendous downsides. It seems to me that every single attachment in this game has some sort of catastrophic downside that reduces some essential statistic needed to play the game. I have actually found that the weapons are more effective without attachments in some cases than with attachments. And don't even get me started on the fact that you have to use certain weapons to unlock attachments for other weapons that you're using. That is the dumbest system I have ever seen in my life. Whatever happened to unlocking a new weapon than unlocking all the attachments as you use the weapon with kills? Can we stop overcomplicating things, game developers? I'm begging you. And finally, when it comes to the weapons, let's talk about the gunplay and the visual recoil. So as far as the gunplay, I actually think it's completely fine. The thing people get confused is when people talk about the recoil, they think they're talking about the gunplay. You have to separate those two things. The gunplay's fine, the visual recoil is the problem. The visual recoil in this game is nothing short of raw stupidity. I have personally shot and mag dumped a full auto M16A4 20-inch barrel with a red dot sight. And I can confidently tell you that the recoil I've experienced shooting that weapon in real life is less than what you experience in Modern Warfare 2. In Modern Warfare 2, it is heavily exaggerated. I can tell you, and I don't have any video evidence, I don't have anything I can use to prove to this, you're just going to have to actually take my word for it. When I was shooting that M16 in real life, I can see the red dot the whole time. The whole time, bro. Whereas in Modern Warfare 2, you even go for like half a mag dump and your gun's shaking all over the place, it's doing circles, it's blurry, there's smoke, there's gas, there's all this sort of stuff. It's like, what is going on? And this is a perfect segue into talking about aim assist. Now, I'm well aware the Call of Duty community is vastly on controller, blah, 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 all these things people talk about, but aim assist is completely overpowered, and denying it at this point is basically just delusion. It's incredibly broken, and it's, funnily enough, talking about visual recoil, aim assist doesn't care about visual recoil. It just tracks you through it with auto rotation. And let's make one thing very clear, I'm not asking for them to remove aim assist, okay? There's a lot of people that comment down below sometimes like, oh, why do we need aim assist? Do you want to remove it? No. But the strength of it absolutely needs to be reduced. Auto-rotation instantaneously reacts to movement that is humanly impossible, and it's incredibly easy to learn how to abuse. All you need to do, if you're one of those people that says, well, my aim assist doesn't do that, it's because you're not using it right, you fucking dingus. All you have to do to get auto-rotation is make sure you are moving in gunfights. The left stick, bro, the movement stick. There's videos all over the internet teaching you how to abuse aim assist, and some people still can't understand how to abuse it. And finally, let's talk about one of the biggest conversation things that have been going around ever since Call of Duty has introduced it, skill-based matchmaking, and more importantly, EOMM, engagement-oriented matchmaking, which I think is the real thing to blame here. Modern Warfare 2 is largely exhausting to play. I play in the higher skill-based matchmaking lobbies, and they are sweaty as shit. It is exhausting. I legitimately feel like I am in a tournament every single game, okay? And I don't feel like I should be punished or placed in these lobbies simply because I operate on a higher average skill level, even when I'm playing casually, okay? It is exhausting, it's annoying, and I don't like it at all. It's not fun. And I'm not asking to be put into bot lobbies every single game. I'm just asking, why is there not a casual playlist and a ranked playlist? Many games do this, and it works fantastically. The perfect example is Gundam Evolution, maybe a game you haven't heard of. Gundam Evolution is kind of like a team shooter, it's kind of like Overwatch, has a casual playlist and has a ranked playlist. In Call of Duty, skill-based matchmaking essentially means you're playing a ranked game, but you're not gaining any sort of rank to show for it. Every single game. It's just trash. But unfortunately, this is never going to change. I think it is set in stone for Call of Duty forever now. They clearly have internal data that shows that skill-based matchmaking and engagement-oriented matchmaking increase player retention and therefore potentially microtransactions. So I don't think we'll ever play a Call of Duty without skill-based matchmaking in it ever again. So in conclusion, this game could actually be good if it weren't for the catastrophic design decisions that have happened within the Call of Duty games within the past probably 5 years. The game lacks mechanics. There's nothing to use to separate yourself as a player. It lacks substance. It lacks depth. And you don't really have a game if you have a game that lacks substance and depth. And unfortunately, the way you regain that substance and depth to the gameplay is you have to first of all, reduce the visual recoil. It's completely unnecessary. You have to add something to the movement system. Right now, it is lackluster at best, and it's one of the biggest problems in the entire game. You need to re-add slide canceling, you need to re-add bunny hopping, and I would honestly like to see the ability to shoot while dolphin diving. There you go. That's more than enough for good players to use to actually separate themselves. That would form a skill gap, okay? There's no skill gap in this game. And unfortunately, that is by design, so I highly doubt that will ever change. Call of Duty is, of course, a casual shooter, but this time in this Call of Duty, they really went all out on catering as hard as they possibly could to that ideal player base that they want. They really tried their hardest to remove every single possible thing that even mediocre players could use to try to outplay people. They really took all the tools out of the toolbox, and it sucks. So, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video somehow, hit the like button, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I do stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders, and I might try to play this game some more. I was thinking about doing some weapon setups videos, but hey, maybe they'll make some good changes. I do doubt it, though. I'll see you guys later.